In this video, I'm going to talk about how to work on your child's speech and language goals through playing. That's all we're going to do is play. So, it's best to use toys, like simple little toys that will elicit a lot of language. So, avoid using electronics for these activities just because it's hard to get children's attention whenever they're on a device. And you should also try to limit their exposure to screen time. It does affect their language development. But anyways, so like right here I have a little farm set I like to use a lot. And so it's kind of hard to see, but anyways, it's got little animals in here. So you can play with the animals. You can work on, their sounds. Let's say that they are working on cluster reduction. So they're dropping one of the consonants in a blend. So you can talk about, the cow has spots, and emphasize those sounds. What does the cow have? Spots. Anyways, you can work on that. You can, if you're working on language, good vocabulary, words, you can work on naming the animals. Again, you want to encourage them to describe the animals to you. There's a horse, parts of the animals. What sounds do they make? There's a cat. Lots of animals in this little set. Let's see what sounds they make. Describe their parts. Where do you find them? What do they do? Things like that. You can talk about vocabulary. If you're working on, you can also do WH questions again. So you can ask, where does a pig like to play in the mud? Which animal says moo? Or how does a horse go? Or, what does a cow give us? Okay, what comes from a cow? Milk. Things like that. If you're working on sentence production, then a good way to elicit this is pretend to be the animals. So a lot of times what I like to do, because this will get kids to talk a lot, is I pretend that I'm the cow. And I'll, walk over to them and I'll say, hello, my name's Mr. Cow. You want to play with me? And then that will encourage them to talk back to you, hopefully in a sentence. So I do a lot of that. So, pretend play, act like you're the animals. Social goals, again, you can work on, this would be a good activity to work on personal space. So like, the pigs say, oh, you're too close to me, back up, because a lot of kids struggle with that. They get like right in their friends' faces. So we can talk about personal space. Everybody has their bubble, and don't pop somebody else's bubble. Same thing goes for the animals. Again, you could work on taking turns, things like that. Sharing. So that's what you can do with the little farm set, or if you have, if your child likes to play with dolls, you can do the same thing with dolls or little figurines at home. You can do that. Again, fluency, forgot to address that, but fluency, you're still working on those same strategies. So when they're talking, when their animals are talking, or their figurines are talking, or their dolls are talking, they're going to use their slow speech. They're going to stretch out their sounds. They're going to use light sounds. Okay. Another good toy to play with are Legos. So when I play with Legos with the children, we build towers, we can describe our towers. I have a tall tower or I have a short tower. You're talking about basic concepts. Those are vocabulary terms. I have blue and green tower. Or I can make mine, long or short. So those are all basic concepts. I'm going to put mine on, so you can build, again, you can build towers, you can build a robot. A lot of times we do that. We build robots or, we might build Batman or Superman or airplane or something like that. And so I have them build it. We talk about it, what it looks like. Or we're going to add, if it's an airplane, we're going to add wings, to make it fly. So you're, again, working on vocabulary. If they're working on a certain sound, encourage them to make something with their sound in it. So that way when they're telling you about it, they're producing that sound again. So after they finish building whatever they're building, then you can have them describe it to you using their good speech. And again, you're listening for good grammar. Make sure that they're, putting the correct tenses on their verbs, subject-verb agreement, pronouns, all that good stuff. Again, for social skills, you're sharing. So you have some blocks and your child has some blocks. So, if you want some of my blocks that I have, if you want this green block, we don't just grab it. You can ask me, hey, can I have that green block? And work on that for social skills. Again, you can work on personal space too. Don't get in my face if you want something. You can ask, or you can reach your hand out if you want a block instead of coming over and getting in my face and just grabbing it from me. That's not how we do that. So, lots of language can be elicited through just playing with Legos and building whatever. And then after we build like our robots or whatever, we might have a little battle with them. And then again, just like your animals that I was talking about earlier, or figurines, if you're a robot, you can pretend you can have your robot voice, and I'm going to get you, and just interact with them that way and just have fun. But at the same time, you are also working on building their language skills. So, hope this helps.